Okay guys, it's Farrell. We are back on the XPS server and it has been very busy. I have been gathering up resources and progress is going to be incremental right now, but primarily down here in downtown. You can see I've been working on getting much more of my concrete lined up. I do seem to be having a little bit of a bug with this version of Forge, and yeah, for some reason that string shows up perfectly fine. That does. But then you come over here, and it's just blending really... Well, let me put it this way. You cannot see any of this... Am I just really that blind that it's just blending in that well this whole time I've been thinking it's been bugged out? Probably. Wow. I swear I did not notice... Yeah, it just blends in that well, and my eyes are just skipping over it. Sorry, I am just slowly going insane over here. I do want to show you something I actually did, and I don't know if this is actually something, well, this is something I've done. I'm just doing a very bare bones cactus farm in there. I don't know if anyone's actually done this with a chicken cooker design before. And good, these guys are all grown up, so that's good. Not a lot of chicken eggs, though, but I'll still run this just so you guys can see what I'm going to do here. This is a manual chicken cooker, and primarily because... Let me back away here. I don't want to... Actually, let's just turn down the volume of the mobs to begin with. Friendly creatures, down. I don't want to necessarily have this automated, because redstone contraptions, inevitably they cause lag, or something breaks on them, and you're stuck with something that's just glitched out. So I leave most of my stuff on a manual kill or a manual harvest system, like the sheep farm over here. This is all manual. I'm not monkeying around trying to get these guys to flow in a certain way and take advantage of their movement AI, because the server's got to calculate that information. So let me just let them wander free there, and it's not efficient, but I'm in no hurry to necessarily get resources left and right. So it's the same idea behind the chicken farm here. So what I've done is I've rigged up the push button here to go into an observer block with a repeater. That observer block then goes out and powers the dispenser for the lava. And I've got a similar system set up over here on the right. Now the top trigger is for the lava, the bottom trigger is going to be for the eggs and the dispenser here. So what this does is I basically have a clock here. So this is going to... It pulses the lava long enough, and then it gives it a second pulse, which is perfectly timed to to set the chicken on fire and do enough damage to send them off into my hopper without the lava still being there. So I lose a lot less stuff than I would necessarily with a little bit of a, you know, any sort of pulse clock or anything. It really works perfectly for that. And then the same thing for the manual feed system. This is going to double pulse the dispenser down there. So it's, you know, again, it's a manual system, so it is not going to be perfect by any stretch of the imagination. But this just reduced the amount of clicking that I'm going to have to be doing in order to get more chickens to come out. And that drop absolutely sucked, but hey, 26 cooked chicken, I can't turn that down. So that's a pretty neat little system. I kind of just wanted to play around with the observer block, because I'm not a redstone guru, but I just wanted to kind of play with it. So what I'm guessing is happening is that I'm basically powering the redstone initially through this, and then what's happening is once this state changes to unpowered, the redstone observer block here, that's going through and putting out a second pulse, which causes the second click, which just happens to be perfectly timed for that. I could probably even fine-tune that if I want to put a little bit of an extra delay on the repeater. Maybe that would extend the time between the pulse on and pulse off, but right now at that setting, the default setting, perfectly timed for cooking chicken. So we got that. We got some guys down here. All of this red is, all I'm doing with the red sheep is I am harvesting up a ton of red carpet. And, well, there's a reason for that, and that is the nether path. So if I come out here, I'll actually show you guys this a little later in the video. But you can see just around the corner there, if I don't drop down there, I now have another portal up there on top of the little island here. so we don't have to, if I want to start working out there, it's a lot quicker to just take the shortcut through the nether. Yes, I can speak. Feral, speak good. This is all here just to keep stuff from wandering in at the moment. That was largely just because I had villagers out in the open. They're all safely tucked down in their little house over here. And as you can see, I've got the roofs are going up slowly but surely along with the walls. Over here, I've kind of opened this up a little bit. These guys are still not spawning. And I've even got one of them sealed off downstairs, so it's very similar to what I had on the Season 2 Spumcraft world, the Sky world. They're not spawning, so I've got to sit down and kind of go back over villager breeding mechanics, because I know I am getting something wrong, or something has changed between 1.8.9 and 1.12 that I need to kind of learn again. So you can see over here I've made some minor improvements in here. So there is the upstairs floating city ahead. So that's my portal to my main area, and you can hear the second portal over here. This takes me over to the portal on the floating island. So that's really perfectly, a nice perfect shortcut there. And this is, in case anyone's wondering, this is going to all be built up. I am going to be tearing down this, extending this into kind of an upper level. The horse, I basically need to build a stable off of this too. And then over here, this is going to actually expand out and be a genuine, an actual path. I'm also going to be expanding a little out in this direction, and for good reason. Because so another thing I've also done is, because of the sheer amount of resources I need for all of the concrete dust that's going down everywhere, I found I needed to get some more sand. And it's not bad. It's pretty much a quick elytra flight or two away from my base, but I don't have infinite gunpowder right now, so it doesn't really make sense to kind of go gallivanting about. And it turns out that what I've done is I have, as soon as the game will stop elytra glitching me on my jumps, I've actually set up a portal over here. There's a gas somewhere. This is going to spit me out in the overworld, right in a perfect spot. So this is my sand shredding area. It's not exactly a very deep one, but to give you an idea of where we're at, the main base is over here. The floating island portal is down here, and we're now sitting off over here. It's not a very big or deep layer of sand. This is all one layer, pretty much. I mean, I dig in here and poof, I'm right down to the sandstone. And you can also tell if you look at my journey map, we're down around Y39. So that's a problem. However, you may notice that this is also a natural slime chunk. And I am getting some lag. Holy moly. How many people are... Yeah, there's quite a few people online. It's about the point where the server starts to lag out, especially if someone's hanging out in the AFK farm somewhere. But yeah, natural slime chunk, more or less right in the spot that I've got, that I have bookmarked on journey map there, that little slime spot there. It seems to be consistently where they're showing up. So what I really do want to do is come back here at some point, once I've gotten rid of the sand, and start turning this into a little bit of a slime farm, because this is perfect. I'm down at Y39, so it's not like I really have much deeper to go to dig out an actual above-ground slime farm. So I've got that. I've got plenty of gravel out here, too, so I am really in no short supply. I mean, granted, it's taking forever because it's one layer deep, so it is a lot of... I mean, over there you can see I've already worn it down to the sandstone there, and it's taking a little while, but pretty good spot to get all the gravel and sand I'm looking for my build. Alright, so we're back in the nether. I'm heading over from the sand portal because I wanted to give you an idea of where this links up with my system right now, which is to say, well, it doesn't. I'm not about ready to tear apart that whole thing to put yet another little mini hub, because that's kind of like a hub there that could be a four-way intersection. There's the four-way intersection in the fortress proper. I'm not going to tear this apart and do yet another branch off of here. So the intent is I am going to sit down and build something a little more official out along that route that I came out on over the land to get over here. And I'll bring it up naturally and bring it right through the netherrack. Like, for instance, you can see I've got this hollowed out area here. I think this is going to be a natural spot to just bring it over and up. And then I'll do a little portal room up here eventually. For the time being, though, that works pretty nicely. And it's already, it's actually on the old manual path. It's on the old manual path over to the Better Biome spawn area, which is pretty nice. Now, I have seen this over here, and there is a portal as well. I'm not sure I can actually get to it from this direction, though, and I'm a little, even with the elytra, I'm leery about trying to jump down or bridge down that way. But there is a way I could probably get over to there from the fortress. But someone does have a portal over there, so I'm not exactly sure whose it is. I think my next nearest neighbor is still about another 2,000 blocks out in the overworld from this direction. And, yeah, we'll find out who that is at some point. And maybe I'll be able to kind of loop in, because I'm going to basically expand this path out. So this will be not at this level. I'll have it just like that one. It'll be right above the flat distance there. The actual fortress area. We'll bring it at that level, straight through here, on over. It should be right about the same level for portal placement. And, ooh, there is a little buddy I want to take a look at over here. Come here, buddy. This is dangerous with the lag I'm getting right now, but not... I've got looting 3. I don't know why I cannot seem to get heads off these guys, but I can stand around on the server and kill them all day, and I never get them. So, all of that red carpet I was talking about, I think on, I don't know if I actually put the footage out, but on a previous episode, I was discussing the idea of putting down packed ice along here. And I kind of poo-pooed it at that point because I didn't like the idea of having carpet like this. And at this point, I've been up and down this tunnel enough times that I really need it, because this really does cut down the transit time quite a bit. Especially if I were to, say, put a boat in here. You would just have to find a way to keep the boat on the path. But I could probably do that with, like, iron bars or glass along the side and build it out like so. So I'm in the process of slowly but surely getting the packed ice down here. I actually need to go out and harvest up some more. There's a lovely massive glacier of this stuff sitting out about 3,000 blocks from my base on the way to spawn. So I've been kind of picking it all up from there. I've also, of course, put in packed ice here so I can still jump up and down there. Half slabs, don't worry about it. Over here you can see I have been doing more and more work on getting all of this sealed up. So we're almost airtight up here. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the roof, though. I've been having nothing but problems with the wood roofs that I've put down so far from gassed fireballs hitting them, or worse, being reflected into them. So that may have to change to some other building material. We'll see, though. You know, I'm not exactly, you know, married to one method or another. But, yep, packed ice has gotten all the way out to here. At this point, we're kind of manual. Garth's path, his portal, as I recall, that's the path to his portal, and also where my old path used to come in. So that approach branches off in kind of that direction at some point. And his portal's just above. Kind of, you can see just the corner of some of the blocks up there for it. It's right about there. So I may build a little kind of a stairwell, possibly right here, just to transfer up to the upper path in case he wants to link up to that. And then there's also another portal over here, so this path could also be potentially used for that. The nice thing about that path, though, that is at the path, the level of the it's at the level of the fortress nether hub for Better Biome. So there is that. Building out all of this. This is about as far as I've gotten most of the wall. and slab work done. So past here, it starts to get a little more dangerous. Obviously, got a lot of yellow glass that I've got to come in here and put down. And then I've got to start getting some more sandstone and everything so I can take care of that. And we get over here, and we're kind of behind that little blast shield temporarily. And this is kind of what it looks like up top right now. So very open air, dangerous, but that's what the elytra's for. It does a good job of every single time I hear gas, it's like I've got to put on the bow here. I've been surprised one too many times, and I've taken way too much damage to this tunnel. I haven't fallen off into the lava yet, but there's been a few times I've actually dove off just to know that I'm going to get the shot coming out away from the tunnel, because I've already reflected one shot, had it launch into the ceiling over a distant path of the portal, and it uncovered a lava source block, which came down and proceeded to burn down half the roof on one of the sections, which kind of sucks. But the nice thing about this is it's getting to the point where at least half the path is now almost travelable. I'll have the, I still have to enclose these spots here in some way, but we're getting to the point where I need to get more food, apparently. This is why I needed the chicken cooker, because I've got the cows to stay nice and sated, but I need something to supplement it, because the cows, I'm not breeding them fast enough yet. Chicken cooker's a little bit easier to work with, because it doesn't take that long to actually get all of them cooked up and everything. Whereas the cows are all currently a manual kill system courtesy of the flame on my sword. Yeah, we're getting there to the point where I think once I've got the stable in place on this end, I can put a little more focus on at least getting the horse travel piece of this up and running. And that will be nice and safe nether travel. So that's not too bad. Let's pop over into the overworld here. So I've left signs appear. Upstairs is the floating city. Ahead is Underhill. And I haven't done any other work on the other side of this. The blaze farms I'm going to have to tough up and do. I swear everything else in the game is muted right now except the nether portals, and they're blasting out my eardrums in my headphones right now. So yeah, I've got a lot of work to do in the nether still. I've got the blaze farms to do, and that's just a case of I just need to start really sitting down and brewing a ton of potions, fire resist potions specifically, just so that I can stay up and just let the blazes keep hitting me for what it's worth. But down here I have done a little bit more work, and we have cleared away the landing here. Just a tad, so now it's a little bit of a straighter line into the portal. I may have to come through and do a little bit of work here on the stairs specifically to build some supports under it and justify why this staircase is doing this nice sharp drop. And then of course we have this portal here, which will take me back into the nether. Okay. I don't know what portal that is, but yeah, that doesn't. I mean, this is not making much sense. I should have wound up in the nether. Why am I in the overworld still? And this isn't better biomes terrain generation either. This is definitely a vanilla Minecraft Mega Taiga, if I'm not mistaken. And it's this big giant S. It sounds familiar. I think I should know where I am for some strange reason, but very nice looking base. I mean, all things considered, I mean, very clearly under construction. Same sort of vanilla rules as where I came from, at least, so I'm definitely in the right area, except I don't... Hang on, there's a sign over here. What?